Hey everybody and welcome to this video. I'm Inxlaura123 and I've got some very exciting news for you. A very exciting announcement to make. Well, it's exciting if you're a bookworm like me. Like if you love reading books, hopefully, you know, this will excite you and make you happy. But if you don't read books, this isn't going to be particularly exciting. But anyway, so for the first time ever, I, Inxlaura123's Wacky World, will be co-hosting a readathon. It's happening this month, the month of December, and I'm very excited to be a part of it. I'm like, honestly, so excited. So I've got some notes here that I'm going to read out. So it's called Benchathon. So it's a readathon, it's called Benchathon, and it's happening from the 11th to the 17th of December. And yeah, basically I'm doing it with a few other YouTubers, and my favourite booktuber invited me to do this, so I'm very thankful to her. I love watching her videos. Her name's Kit Kats Can Read. I'll put the link to her channel in the description box because she's amazing. Okay, you've got to go and check out her channel, especially if you like me, a bookworm. She does brilliant videos, reviews, hauls, like honestly, she's great. So I'll put the link to her channel, and I'll also put the link to the other people's channels who are involved in co-hosting this readathon, okay? So I'm going to read this bit out because I don't want to say anything wrong. So it happens Benchathon from 11th to 17th of December. So basically, there's challenges to do, okay? Now, you don't have to do them. You don't have to do these challenges. But it's mainly so you can read all the books that you've been meaning to read for ages. You know, the books that, like, just sit on your shelf and you're like, oh, I'm going to read that one soon. I'm going to read that one soon. And you just never get around to reading, that kind of thing. And also, you know, books that you've got on your TBR list. You know, I've got a list where I sit and write down the books that I want to read in that order. And I end up reading books that are not in that order, and they just kind of stay on the bookshelf because I keep getting new books and they kind of take place. But anyway, so it's basically a challenge, but you don't have to do the challenge. But the main thing is that you just read. You read lots. It's a readathon, and you embrace your love of books, your love of reading. So here are the challenges if you want to, you know, join in with the challenges. And I've got some books here that I'm going to show you what books I've chosen for this challenge. Okay, are you ready? Are you really ready? Okay, then I shall tell you the challenges. So, challenge number one is to read a book with a red, green or white colour in the cover or spine. So as long as that cover of the book or the spine of it has either red, green or white in the colours, you can say, yes, I've completed that challenge. So for that challenge, I've got so many books here. For that challenge, I have where's it gone? Oh, here it is. The Girl, there we go. The Girl in the Red Coat. Did you get it? Red. Anyway, so yeah, this is The Girl in the Red Coat, and it's by Kate Hammer. I've not read it. I've always had it on my shelf, like, well, not always, like forever, always, but like always, like a good, I don't know, about 2 years, I think. I've never read it, and it's got a beautiful red cover, so it's supposed to be really good. It's about a girl called Carmel. Let me put my glasses on, because without that, I can't read anything. There we go. Everything is now suddenly clearer and readable. So it says, Carmel has always been different, sometimes odd, distracted and prone to getting lost. When she and her mother Beth spend a day out at a festival, they become separated and Carmel disappears. As Beth desperately searches for her daughter, Carmel embarks on an extraordinary journey with a man who claims she has a special gift. This sounds so good, and I'm quite annoyed with myself that I've had this, you know, on my bookcase for like ages. I've just not read it because it really does sound really good, and it's had a good write-up, good reviews. It was on the Costa shortlist in 2015. I do like a nice Costa coffee or hot chocolate, whatever I fancy. Anyway, it's an intense, tense, stunning debut, engrossing read to be devoured in a single gulp. I think this is going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm pleased things like this have come along, like with challenges, because then it, you know, like this would have probably sat here for another year on my bookcase, and now because I found something with a red cover, I'll get to read it earlier than I would have. So that's all cool. So yeah, have a look for a book that you've got with red, green, white on the cover or the spine. And there we go, that's challenge one. Challenge two is to read a book from an author that's new to you. So a lot of books that I read, I've read books by the author before, and that's, you know, I've liked their writing style and stuff, so I've picked other books from them. but I've had to look through my bookcase. Where is it? Hold on. Now, some of these books, to be fair, they could also be for other challenges, because like this one I could use for another challenge. But anyway, so I've chose this one for this challenge, and yeah, I've never read this author before, Melvin Burgess, okay, and it's called The Hit. The Hit. And I got this last week. Apparently this guy wrote a book called Junk, which I assume is a big book, because I have heard of it, but I've never read it. So yeah, it's called The Hit, and it says, take it, live it, do it. I'll read the back to you. I got this in Waterstones, by the way, my favourite bookshop ever. In case, you know, anyone from Waterstones is watching and you want to sponsor me and give me some free books. Yeah. Anyway, so it says, a new drug is out. Everyone is talking about it. Death. Take it and you have one amazing week to live. It's the ultimate high and at the ultimate price. Adam is tempted. Life is rubbish. His girlfriend's over him. His brother's gone. So what's he got to lose? Everything, as it turns out. So yeah, I think it's going to be really good. I've never read this Melvin Burgess before. So yeah, that's that. Challenge 3 is to read a standalone solo book. So not part of a series, literally just a standalone novel book. I've got lots of them that I could have chose. But for that, I chose Invictus. I hope it is going to be a standalone. If it suddenly becomes like a series, I'm going to be wrong with this challenge. But so far, I think it is just a solo book. So it says Invictus, Ryan Graudin, I think that is. And I heard a lot of good things about this. The cover's cool as well. Look at that cover. Pretty cool. The future's hope is in the past. This is all about like time travel and stuff like that. I'll read the back to you. So apparently he wrote other books, Blood for Blood and Wolf by Wolf. It says at the back there. But I'm sure this is a solo. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I think it is like an individual. So it says, time is running out. Faraway McCarthy is a time traveller with nowhere to call home and nothing to anchor him to the present. Far captains a crew on a dangerous mission into the past when he collides with Elliot, a mysterious, secretive girl whose very appearance raises questions about time itself. Far immediately distrusts her, but he must take a leap of faith following Elliot on a race against time. If he is to protect her, everything he's ever loved from... Sorry, let me read that a bit again. I've really messed that a bit up. Sorry. But he must take a leap of faith following Elliot on a race against time if he is to protect everything he's ever loved from disappearing forever. There we go, that was better. A fast-paced, heart-stopping journey that will leave you breathless. There we go. So, yeah, I'm very excited to read this. Also purchased at Waterstones. Okay, where's my next challenge? So next up, challenge number 4. Read a book from a genre you don't normally read. So for that, I have chosen, you're going to love this book cover, seriously, especially if you love dogs, like I do. This is a book, it's so cute. Look at the little face. Hello there. So yeah, this is called Claude's Christmas Adventure by Sophie Pembroke. And this is not anything I would ever read. I mean, I love the dog on the front because he's so, like, mega cute. But it's not the sort of genre that I would read. It's a very kind of, like, homely, kind of girly, sweet kind of book. That sounds bad. I don't like anything like that. I like dark. But, you know what I mean? It's just not... It's not my type of genre that I would read. But, yeah, I got it because it's Christmas time coming up and I thought it'd be a good Christmas read. And then when I saw this on the challenge, I was like, yeah, perfect, because I just wouldn't ever read anything about a dog. So I'll read the back to you. It says, he's lovable, he's big-eared, he's never far from his bowl. Meet Claude, the French bulldog, who will chew your shoes but warm your heart. Ah, this Christmas. It's supposed to be heartwarming, uplifting, the perfect festive mix of Alfie the Doorstep Cat and Home Alone. I love Home Alone films, by the way. But yeah, I mean, yeah. This could have also done well for the first challenge. Look, the red and green on the cover and the white. Haha. But, yeah, I'll use it for this one as well. Instead, sorry. Right, okay, so that's that. The next one is challenge 5. Read a book with snow, the word snow, in the title or the author's name. Now, I did struggle with this. I used to have the Ice Twins, which isn't snow. But anyway, but I literally looked through my bookcases. I was like, snow, I've got nothing with snow on. So I went to the library, South End Library, love it, and I found this, and it's called The Snow Queen. The Snow Queen. Love the cover. I like the trees with all the snow on it. Anyway, so yeah, it's by Michael Cunningham, and it's called The Snow Queen. And yeah, I literally, I don't even know what it's about. I'll be honest with you. I literally found it. It was on the Christmas section. Oh, sorry, a bit of wind there in my chest. Yeah, when you go into the library, they've got like a section of like Christmas themed books, and this was just there on display. I saw the word snow and I was all over it. I was like, yeah, I'll have that. I have no idea what it's about, so I'm going to read it out now for the first time, because... So it says, clean and sharp. Oh no, that's the review of it. Clean and sharp as ice crystals. Anyway, so it says, walking through Central Park, Barrett Meeks sees a translucent light in the sky that regards him in a distinctly godlike way. Barrett doesn't believe in visions or in God, but he can't deny what he's seen. In nearby Brooklyn, Tyler, Barrett's older brother, is trying and failing to write a wedding song for Beth, his wife-to-be, who is seriously ill. Barrett turns unexpectedly to religion, while Tyler grows convinced that only drugs can release his creative powers. The Snow Queen, beautiful and heartbreaking, comic and tragic, proves again that Cunningham is one of the great novelists of his generation. I'll be honest with you. I don't think I'm going to like this. This is not anything I would read. This has also been in the challenge of reading books that are not in the sort of genre you read, but I don't know. It's just not. It's not really my thing. But it's got the word snow in it. I don't know if I'm going to manage to complete all these challenges, especially that one. I can't see myself reading it, but I'll give it a go. I promise I will give it a go. And next up, don't forget, by the way, if you do these challenges, you don't have to complete like every challenge, okay? You could just pick one challenge out of this, or a couple, do you know what I mean? Or try and do all of them. Next up is challenge number 6, read a book that you've had the longest. Now, I looked through all my bookcases, right? And I've got books since like I was like 7 years old. And this is one of the earliest books I could find. So I've chose this one. It's so like old, and just look at it, it's so old. So yeah, it's Dick Whittington, and this has been in my bookcase for like years and years and years and years and years. And it's really funny actually. I was looking at it and I found all like old scribble that I'd kind of wrote on, obviously, and doodled on when I was a little girl. And it also has a little message on the book at the top that says, "To Clive from Grandma." So basically this book originally must have belonged to one of my cousins, Clive. And obviously, as he got older, you know, you get all your like relatives, like, you know, you can have this, you can have that, passing it on. It was given to me, and yeah, so it's quite weird actually. There's like drawings on the back that I've done. I don't know what. It's terrible. I'd never like do this to a book now. As a child, I'd never draw and doodle over a book. I feel like guilty, and I think this is. I don't know if I'm wrong, but I think I've tried to draw a car. I don't know, like there's someone just, where is it? It's a little face sitting in the car with the wheels. I must have thought that cars had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I don't know, about 10 wheels. So I was a strange child. And there's a bit at the front, where did it, I've just wrote in really big letters, beginning, Dick was the Lord Mayor of London at the end. So I've just kind of ruined the story, maybe. I don't know, I can't remember the story. But yeah, it's quite funny looking back at my old scribbles and doodles. But this is the book that I have chosen, basically, for the book that I've had the longest. Oh, I used to love this, honestly. When I was a kid, my granddad used to read me stories, and that was one of them. Next up, the last challenge is read 7 books. Okay, so challenge number 7 is read 7 books. Now, I've got so many books, so it was hard to do this. And to be honest with you, throughout this month, I might think, oh, actually, I'll have a different book. But I will definitely, this challenge I know I'll complete, because I read, like, on average, I read about sort of like between 10 and 15 books a month. I know, I'm a reading machine, what can you say? So I'm definitely going to complete the 7 books challenge, but these are the books that I might choose. Or maybe I'll choose other ones. I don't know. But anyway, at the moment, these are the ones that I choose. So let's make sure I've got 7 here. Right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're cool, we're cool. Just making sure I've actually picked up the right amount. So these are the 7 books that, as I say, I might read this month. If not, I'll read other 7 books. But these are the ones I've selected. They're like the top of the pile in my TBR list. Okay, so the first one is this one, and I'm actually reading this at the moment. This is the current book I'm reading. I'm on page 72, and it's by Amy Reed, and it's called The Nowhere Girls. And wow, like seriously, you need to check this book out. It's amazing so far, and as I say, I'm not even halfway through, and I'm loving it. It's so good. So I read the back of it to you. It says, who are the Nowhere Girls? They're every girl, but they start with just 3. Grace, who's the preacher's daughter, who moves in to the former house of a girl whose pain still adorns the walls. Then there's bold Racina, who dreams of a life playing music instead of waitressing at her uncle's restaurant. And misunderstood Erin, the girl who finds more solace in science and order than she does in people. They are brought together by the idea of changing the narrative of Lucy Monaghan, the girl behind the graffiti in Grace's bedroom. When Grace learns that Lucy was run out of town for accusing the popular guys at school of gang rape, she's incensed that she never got her justice. And together, Grace, Erin and Rosina form the Nowhere Girls and decide to avenge the rape of a girl none of them knew. And it really is like, it's touching, it's emotional, but I think it's positive in a way that the girls, you know, these are girls that, you know, didn't know each other, but they've all come together, and you know they're going to strike up this friendship, and it's very like girl power, and you know fighting a great cause. And I read like last night, it was the rape scene, and I did find that quite hard to read, but I just wanted to get her justice, because like basically the group of guys who raped her, and like the popular guys, everyone loves them, you know, they're on the sports team, and no one kind of believed this girl, you know. So I feel awful, like just thinking of this poor girl, and you know she'd been through this horrible ordeal, and then everyone's like sticking up for the boys because they're the boys. So yeah, I think it's good that the girls are going to all come together. I like the fact that the girls are very different in their personalities, and I can kind of relate to each of them in different ways. So it's nice to get to know them differently, and you know, like individually, and then see them all come together and do something positive. So yeah, I'm really like thoroughly enjoying this book. So yeah, that is one of the books. Sorry I'm rambling a bit, but honestly, you talk about books, and I'm like... Next one I've chose, I got from the library. So this is Maggie Stiefvater, and it's called All the Crooked Saints. A lot of booktubers have mentioned this book, so you probably are familiar with it. I love Maggie Stiefvater books. She's a great author. My favourite ones from her were, well, that was it, yeah, Shiver, Linger, Forever and Sinner. I always forget some of the names, but yeah, that was my favourite series from her. And also Lament and Ballad, which she never did a third. So there was going to be a third, but it never happened. Hopefully she will one day, because I love them books. But yeah, I got this book from the library. I was going to buy it, but I checked in the library and they had it, so I just thought, yeah. So it says, here is a thing everyone wants, a miracle. Here is the thing everyone fears, what it takes to get one. Any visitor to, I hope I say this properly, is it Bicho Raro? Or Bico Raro? Anyway, in Colorado, is likely to find a landscape of dark saints, forbidden love, scientific dreams, miracle mad owls, estranged affections, 1 or 2 orphans, and a sky full of watchful desert stars. At the heart of this place, you will find the Soraya family, who all have the ability to perform unusual miracles. And at the heart of this family are 3 cousins longing to change its future. Beatrice, the girl without feelings, who wants only to be free to examine her thoughts. Daniel, the saint who performs miracles for everyone but himself. And Joaquin, who spends his nights running a renegade radio station under the name Diablo Diablo. They're all looking for a miracle, but the miracles are never quite what you expect. So I think that sounds pretty cool. Love the cover as well. And as I say, I've read a few of her other books and loved her writing style. So I'm very excited to read that. And I'm worried about my camera battery because it looks like it's getting a bit low, so hopefully I'll have time to do these. This is the next one I have chosen. It's The Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo, or Bardugo. Is it Bardugo or Bardugo? I don't know. Bardugo. But I think she's a great author. I absolutely loved Crooked Kingdom. It was one of my favourite books ever. I loved it so much. So this is Midnight Tales and Dangerous Magic, and it says at the back, love the cover, by the way, it's beautiful. It says, love speaks in flowers, truth requires thorns. A collection of 6 lavishly illustrated stories filled with betrayal, romance and revenge. And oh, look at the cover. It's just beautiful. It's like a piece of art. I think it's wonderful. This is just so, I love it, honestly. They say you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but I do, because I love a nice looking book cover. Next up, I've got The Red Ribbon by Lucy Adlington, and I've had this a couple of months now, and I haven't read it yet, obviously, because it's in my list to read. But it says, 4 of us, Rose, Ella, Marta and Carla. In another life, we might all have been friends together, but this was Birchwood. This is supposed to be a really powerful, emotional book, and it is set in the Holocaust, so I know it's going to be really sad, and I'm probably going to cry loads. Oh, it's made me choke. Hold on. Oh, the thought of crying made me choke. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to cry loads. Sorry about that. And I think you need books like this in life, though. You need books that make you feel something, you know. Some books are nice to just sit and read, but then there's the books that make you think and feel and cry sometimes, you know. So I think it's going to be a good read. Oh, okay. The next book I have is Satellite by Nick Lake. Look at that cover. It's so like shiny and sparkly, and oh, looks good. So this is about 15-year-old Leo has never set foot on Earth. Born and raised with twins Orion and Libra on the Moon 2 space station, Leo has grown up in the most extraordinary way, and now the time has come for the trio to make their first flight home to Earth, but they cannot imagine the terrible consequences that their return will set into motion. So this says it's one boy's epic journey to discover where he truly belongs. Apparently this guy wrote The Martian, which I know is a film as well. I've never read it, never seen the film, but I really think this is going to be good. I've seen a lot of booktubers mention it, so I'm definitely up for reading that. I also ordered another book, actually, randomly come into my mind, on eBay last night. It was Player One Ready or something, Ready Player One or something like that. It's going to be a film as well. Anyway, that was random. I don't know why I told you that. Right, next book I've chosen in this challenge is Echoes by Laura Tisdale. Very excited to read this. I have seen a few booktubers do videos about this, and basically I was reading a book recently called Warcross by Marie Lu, which I absolutely loved. It was absolutely amazing. Check it out. And I kind of got into the whole kind of hacking and, like, I don't know, it's just, I'm not a gamer or anything, and I'm not like technical, but I really find like hacking and stuff fascinating, and this is supposed to be like very, not similar, but kind of similar to Warcross in some ways, and it was on Goodreads suggested books. I love Goodreads. I'll put the link to my Goodreads page down below, by the way. But on there, like, if you've read a book and at the bottom it kind of comes up with books that are similar to, and this come up. I think Kit Kat Can Read has done, yeah, she did a review on this as well. So, yes, let me tell you what it's about. It says, there is truth to be shared. Let us begin. Volatile mathematical genius Mallory Park is living 2 lives. In one, she's balancing senior year with looking after a little brother and troubled ex-Marine father. And in the other, she spends her nights glued to her laptop, breaking into some of the world's most secure systems as the hacker Echo 6. Oh, my battery is going really low. Okay. As part of a corruption exposing cyber network called the Forum, she is far more at ease among the codes and hidden identities of her online world than she has ever been in the real one. But when other hackers start to go missing, she finds herself caught up in a web of secrets that could have repercussions far beyond both. When anyone can be a name on a screen, how do you know who to trust? I think it sounds awesome, and I love the cover as well. It's like all the little like codes all over her face, well, that side of her face. So it's like literally saying like this half she's just a normal girl, and this half she's like hacker. Anyway, I think it's pretty cool. And the last book I want to show you is A Skinful of Shadows by Frances Hardinge. Hardinge? Look at that cover as well. It's beautiful. It's so pretty. And this I got from the library. I love the fact they have this like plastic covering on it. I love plastic covering. I wish I'd like plastic cover on my books, you know. Anyway, so she wrote the Library as well, up there. And I love the Library. I thought the Library was really weird, but really good. I really enjoyed the Library. So I got this one. Oh no, why am I coughing? And yeah, this has been voted it was like one of the books of the year finalists for Waterstones, and that's how I heard about it. It sounds pretty cool, a bit weird, but I like weird. So I'll very quickly read you this before my battery dies. It says, this is the story of a bare-hearted girl. Sometimes when a person dies, their spirit goes looking for somewhere to hide. Some people have space within them, perfect for hiding. 12-year-old Makepeace has learned to defend herself from the ghosts that tried to possess her in the night. Desperate for refuge, but one day a dreadful event causes her to drop her guard, and now there is a spirit inside her. The spirit is wild, brutish and strong, and it may be her only defence when she is sent to live with her father's rich and powerful ancestors. There is talk of civil war, and they need people like her to protect their dark and terrible family secret. But as she plans her escape and heads out into the country torn apart by war, Makepeace must decide which is worse, possession or death. So yeah, it says it's a woven tale of power, friendship, strength, and a resilient girl in a world turned upside down. Yeah, so there we go. I love that cover. Look at that. I love book covers, seriously. Anyway, so they are the books that I've chosen in my challenges. And yeah, I think it's pretty exciting. I really hope that you'll want to join in with this book challenge, this readathon. Remember, it's bench-a-thon. I'll put all the links, as I say, down below to the other people who are doing this and co-hosting it. It'd be great if you could check out their channels as well. So just to go over that once again very quickly, but let me just itch my eye first because it's itching. Ah. There we go. So challenge number 1 was read a book that had red, green and white on the cover or spine. Challenge number 2 was read a book from an author that's new to you. Challenge number 3 was read a standalone solo novel book. Number 4 challenge was read a book from a genre you don't normally read. Number 5 challenge was read a book with snow in the title or the author's name. Challenge 6 was read a book that you've had the longest, and challenge number 7 was read 7 books. So actually on my little list here I've got the names of the people who are hosting this. So we've got me, Minxlow123's Wacky World. Also there is Kit Kats Can Read, and we've got Keisha, who is the Forsaken 707, and Mady, who is Miss Mady Reads, and Miranda, who is Books 101, but that's spelled BOOKSS 101. So they're the people that are co-hosting this for me. So let me know in the comments section if you want to join in. Even if you just get to read like a few books or whatever, just join in. It's all about reading, celebration of books and how awesome it is to read. And yeah, it'd be really cool if you could join in. Okay, so thanks for watching everyone. Don't forget to come follow me on social media. Twitter is @MinxLaura123, Instagram is MinxLaura123, and Facebook is minx.laura.5. So there we go. Yeah, that's it. Okay, everyone, thanks for watching. And don't forget, read, because reading is good for you. Okay, bye.